Lomina to Ethiopian education. Lomina to Ethiopian education.
Welcome to Unit 1, Democracy and Democratization. Lesson 1, the concept of democracy and democratization. Hello, everyone. In this lesson, we'll dive into the core ideas of democracy and democratization. 1.1 Definition of democracy. We'll start by exploring what democracy really means. We'll look at different definitions and perspectives from various scholars to understand this fundamental concept. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to analyze the concept of democracy, gain a deeper understanding of what democracy is and how it functions in different political systems. List the key principles of democracy. Stay tuned as we break down these important concepts and see how they apply in the real world. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest lessons. Origins of the word democracy. Derived from Greek, the term democracy has its roots in ancient Greek. Demo equals people. Kratos equals rule. Implies rule by the people. Combining these Greek words, democracy literally means rule by the people. This reflects the fundamental idea that in a democracy, the authority to govern is derived from the collective will of the people. Elastic definition of democracy. Democracy has no absolute definition. The concept of democracy is flexible and open to interpretation. It varies depending on who defines it and the context in which it's being used. The meaning changes based on time, place, and circumstances. Democracy is not a one-size-fits-all concept. Its principles and practices evolve based on the historical period, the cultural or political environment, and specific social conditions. Here are the definitions of democracy by various scholars, explained one by one. 1. Abraham Lincoln, 1809–1865, United States. Defined democracy as government by the people, for the people, emphasizing the idea of governance by the citizens themselves. 2. Joseph Schumpeter, 1883–1950, Austria. Saw democracy as a process where political leaders are chosen through a competitive struggle for votes. 3. Robert A. Adall, 1915–2014, United States. Focused on democracy as a system that encourages broad participation and contestation, ensuring inclusive voting rights. 4. John Dewey, 1859–1952, United States. Viewed democracy as more than just a political system, emphasizing it as a shared social experience and cooperative decision-making process. 5. Giovanni Sartori, 1924–2017, Italy. Defined democracy as a system with free contestation of power, where elections are regularly held to allow the peaceful transfer of authority. 6. Larry Diamond, 1951–present, United States. Emphasized that democracy requires free and fair elections, active citizen participation, the protection of human rights, and the rule of law. Key principles of democracy. 1. Popular sovereignty, government by the people, directly or through elected representatives. This principle means that the government's authority comes from the people. It can be exercised directly by citizens participating in decision-making processes, such as referendums, or indirectly through elected representatives who make decisions on their behalf. This ensures that the ultimate power and legitimacy of the government are derived from the consent and will of the people. 2. Equality. All citizens have equal rights. All citizens are entitled to the same rights and opportunities. This principle ensures that everyone, regardless of their race, gender, socioeconomic status, or other characteristics, has equal access to political participation, legal protections, and societal benefits. It upholds the idea that no individual or group should be privileged or discriminated against in the democratic process. 3. Individual freedom. Citizens enjoy personal liberties and rights. Individual freedom is a key principle of democracy. It encompasses the protection of personal liberties and rights, such as freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom of religion, and the right to privacy. In a democratic system, these freedoms are essential to ensure that individuals can express their opinions, participate in political processes, and live their lives without undue interference from the government. 4. Compromise and bargaining. Decision-making involves discussion and negotiation. Decision-making is achieved through discussion, negotiation, and finding common ground among different stakeholders. This process allows for diverse viewpoints to be considered and aims to reach agreements that reflect a balance of interests, rather than imposing decisions unilaterally. It ensures that policies and laws are crafted with input from various groups, promoting inclusiveness and fairness. 5. Majority rule with minority rights. Decisions are made by majority vote, but the rights of minority groups are protected. 6. Rule of law. Everyone, including leaders, is subject to the law, ensuring fairness and accountability. 7. Free and fair elections. Elections are conducted transparently, allowing people to choose their representatives. 8. Separation of powers. Government powers are divided among branches, executive, legislative, and judicial, to prevent abuses. 9. Pluralism. A diversity of views and opinions is encouraged, with multiple political parties and interest groups participating. 10. Accountability. Elected officials are responsible for their actions and must answer to the people. 11. Citizen participation. Active involvement of citizens in political life, including voting, debating, and holding leaders accountable. Democracy across systems. Applies to a range of political systems. Democracy can be implemented in various forms and structures, from well-established systems to newer, evolving ones. Some are old and established, others are newer and developing. Long-standing democracies, like those in the US or the UK, have deeply rooted traditions and practices. In contrast, newer democracies are still in the process of developing their institutions and practices, adapting to their unique contexts. Conclusion. The term democracy originates from the Greek words demo, people, and kratos, rule, signifying rule by the people. This foundational concept underscores that democracy is based on the principle that power and authority come from the collective will of the citizens. Activity. 1. What is the Greek word for people in the term democracy? A. Kratos. B. Polis. C. Demo. D. Demos. Two. What does the Greek word kratos mean in the context of democracy? A. People. B. Rule. C. Freedom. D. Government. Three. The term democracy combines which two Greek words? A. Kratos and polis. B. Demo and kratos. C. Demos and polis. D. Demo and polis. 4. What is the fundamental meaning of democracy? A. Rule by a monarch. B. Rule by the military. C. Rule by the people. D. Rule by the wealthy. 5. What does the term rule by the people imply in the context of democracy? A. Authority comes from a single leader. B. Governance is determined by the collective will of the citizens. C. Decisions are made by external forces. D. Only selected individuals have governing power. Correction. Question number 1, C. Demo. Question number 2, B. Rule. Question number 3, B. Demo and Kratos. Question number 4, C. Rule by the people. Question number 5, B. Governance is determined by the collective will of the citizens. Goodbye. Thanks for joining this lesson on the origins of democracy. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more educational content. See you in the next lesson.